Down to kick off the 2018 Pro Stock season in the Phil's Propane Triple Crown Series, round number 1. Ryan Vaness up on the outside of the front row, 65 laps the distance, up on the throttle, green flag is out, we're underway.
Little wiggle for Mitchell. That car's just evil right there. 3 wide down the backstretch. Look at Estrella and Darling split Mitchell as they come out of turn 4.
Mitchell got sideways out of Gallup back in. What a great job as the 7 of Kyle Casper slides up the racetrack, loses a host of positions down the backstretch.
Trouble for Casper as he goes all the way to the rear of the field quickly. As jumping out to the leads, Ryan Vaness with Dylan Estrella and Dave Darling right behind him.
Keep your eyes deep in the pack. Tom Scully Jr. making some noise as he battles with Kevin Casper. He's got the 10 of Todd Inarumo, the 8 of Angelo Belcito, the 12 of Bobby Pellin, the 15 of Jake Johnson, all trying to work their way up to the pack.
Freddie Estelle trying to work his way up into 6th as he gets underneath the 48 of Mitchell. He takes that spot. So does Tom Scully Jr. Kevin Casper next in line as sliding up the track is Mitchell.
Ryan Vaness continues to hang on at the top of the leaderboard. Mitchell struggling in that yellow 48 as he backslides throughout the pack. Todd Inarumo, the next up on the hit list, trying to squeeze on by with Angelo Belcito in tow right behind.
Dylan Estrella chasing down Ryan Vaness as they go down the backstretch together. Dave Darling a distant 3rd for the time being. Then it's a ways back to Mikey Brightman and the Radical one, Rick Martin.
Ryan Vaness and Dylan Estrella, 2 former late model champions, both of them with a pair of them under their belt. Battle for the lead off of turn number 4. Estrella taking a look down low. Darling riding high down into 1 and 2. Just smooth sailing off the corner, biding his time.
Big wiggle for Tom Scully Jr. That allows Kevin Casper to get up underneath him and take that spot. Here comes Mike Mitchell right behind Scully as well. Inarumo was all over his rear bumper the last lap, but he's fallen back, allowing Mitchell some breathing room.
Vaness, Estrella, Darling, a little bit of a breakaway over Brightman, Martin, and Estelle. Those are 4th, 5th, and 6th. Casper is 7th. Scully is 8th. Mitchell and Inarumo round out the top 10.
Dave Darling closing the distance between him and the race leaders. Ryan Vaness slips up a little bit. Here comes Dylan Estrella down on the bottom. That's the battle for the lead as they go into 3 and 4.
Rookie contender Dylan Estrella down to the inside, looking for the lead down into 1 and 2. Vaness caught up high as they race side by side off of turn number 2.
Dylan Estrella and Ryan Vaness at the front of the field side by side. Coming off of turn 4, Dave Darling laying in the weeds, waiting for one of them to slip up.
Rick Martin down to the inside of Mike Brightman. That's the battle for 4th. Meanwhile, Vaness caught up on the outside. Darling takes over the 2nd spot.
Dave Darling works his way up to 2nd, trying to chase down Dylan Estrella. Now Mikey Brightman kicked up to the high side. Here comes Freddie Estelle underneath him, taking that spot away in the top 5.
Kevin Casper tries to follow through, slides it in underneath the Parker Professional Driving School number 27. The Phil's Propane Machine working that inside lane, looking for a top 6, down off of 2.
Meanwhile, Dylan Estrella, smooth as silk, coming through turn 4, hitting the flag stand with the lead, opening up a little bit of room on the 52 of Dave Darling.
Down the backstretch and a long race to go. We're 49 laps away from the end of this one as Bob Hussey heads pit side. The NH Charters number 80.
Tom Scully Jr. kicked up to the high side, loses another spot on the track. This time it's to Kyle Casper as Ryan Vaness sits in 3rd. Radical Rick Martin 4th, and Freddie Estelle rounding out your top 5 here tonight on Phil's Propane Triple Crown night.
Todd Inarumo is settled in behind Mike Mitchell down off the 2nd corner, trying to find a way by that bright yellow machine as they hit turn number 3. That's the battle deep in the pack as they roll off for 4.
Todd Inarumo trying to find his way around Mitchell as they go through 1 and 2. He gets all the way up to the rear bumper of the Rolly Lindblad Special. Has to get out of it down the backstretch. Now through 3 and 4, they continue to battle. Meanwhile, up at the front, it's still Estrella and Darling in a breakaway.
Nose to tail off of turn number 4. Battle for 4th, starting to 3rd, starting to heat up. Radical Rick is closed in on the 11 of Vaness, knocking on the back doors. They head down into 3 and 4 as they hit Martin, trying to find a way by, slides underneath.
Vanessa slides up the track a little bit. Martin takes a beat down underneath as they go through two. Rick Martin with the position down on the bottom. They'll battle side by side. A little bit of paint touching there as they come off of turn 4. Martin with the position, and Vanessa not going away on the high side.
Down the back stretch they go. Martin looking for that number 3 spot. He's got Estelle Casper on his tail down off the corner. Vanessa high and wide off of turn number 4, but give Martin the 3rd spot, that time across the stripe.
Martin edged him out that time at the stripe. Freddie Estelle right behind them, waiting for either to slip up. Here comes Kevin Casper as well, sitting just outside the top 5. Meanwhile, Dave Darling has gotten all the way up to the rear bumper of Dylan Estrella.
Goes the tail down off of turn number 4, the rookie and the veteran. Setting the pace, a straightaway plus ahead as the battle for 4th is hot and heavy. Estelle down to the inside of Vanessa, down off of 2.
Racing all over the track as Dave Darling makes a push for the lead. That time by at the stand, put the 52 atop the leaderboard. Meanwhile, Freddie Estelle going to work on Ryan Vanessa.
Kevin Casper all over the back bumper of Freddie Estelle. Estelle slides up the racetrack. Here comes Casper down low. Brightman in tow down there as well as they work the inside lane. And at lap 30, with 37 laps remaining, we got a new leader.
New leader Dave Darling puts that Bristol Toyota 52 atop the leaderboard. Dylan Estrella trying to chase him down now. Sitting in 3rd, the Radical One, Rick Martin. And the car on the move for the minute is the 88 of Kevin Casper.
Casper's got that machine rolling strong, sitting 5th on the field, sitting right behind the International CDL machine of Ryan Vanessa. Little by little, it looks like Martin is closing in the gap on the top 2. He's dropped it down to 3.8 seconds that time by. It's grown as we're at the halfway point. 35, 34, make it 33 laps remaining in this one.
Halfway through the first Phil's Propane Triple Crown race.
Estelle sideways off of turn number 4. Got a competition behind him. Dylan Estrella 2nd, Rick Martin 3rd, 4th, Ryan Vanessa. And Kevin Casper round out the top 5. Up on the throttle they go. Green flag is out. And look at Martin fill the hole down on the inside.
Rick Martin with a great restart there is trying to shut down Dylan Estrella down on the bottom. Be halfway this time through as Dave Darling resumes the lead. Battle on the track is 2nd. Martin and the youngster Dylan Estrella through 2.
Martin takes over the number 2 spot. He's got Kevin Casper glued to his rear bumper. Martin up to the number 2 spot.
Rick Martin clears a bunch of cars, including the 88 of Casper, the 46 of Dylan Estrella. Here comes Casper as he goes to work down on the bottom side as well. That is the battle for 3rd on the track.
Mitchell climbing his way back up through the field. Up Holsitter, who had slid back just a while ago, has worked himself outside the top 5 or just into the top 5.
Angelo Belcito trying to crack that top 5 as well. He's going to battle with Ryan Vanessa right as they continue to hit the flag stand there through 1 and 2. Side by side go Belcito along with Ryan Vanessa.
Yeah, Jake Johnson is right there. Bobby Pellin, 3 cars that started deep in the pack, working their way up through as Belcito has cracked the top 6 down into turn number 1.
Runaway for the leader, Dave Darling. Rick Martin unable to keep him within the sights. He's got his hands full with Kevin Casper right behind him.
Side by side, just outside the top 6, the 15 of Johnson, the 11 of Vanessa up on the outside as they roll down into turn number 3. Pellin right behind them, trying to find some running room.
Jake Johnson trying to get up inside that top 5. He's got Angelo Belcito right in front of him. They are both outside the top 5. Belcito currently holding down 6th, but Jake Johnson's coming to knock him.
Freddie Estelle working his way back up through from after that pit stop and has worked himself up inside the top 10 as they hold down the back straightaway.
Jake Johnson clears Belcito. Here comes Pellin underneath him as well. Johnson now 1 car outside the top 5 as the battle on the track is for 7th between Belcito and Bobby Pellin.
Trouble down off of turn number 2. The 7 of Kyle Casper goes over chips in the pro stocks between the top 2 drivers right now.
Pretty good, I'd say.
Ready to have at it. 25 laps remaining. Darling and Martin looking to roll off of turn number 4. Up on the throttle. We're back underway.
Through 1 and 2, Darling and Martin do battle. It is Dave Darling pulling ahead down on the backstretch. Martin checks in right on the rear bumper, stuck up on the high side. Dylan Estrella going to battle with Kevin Casper as they continue to run side by side down the backstretch. Estrella and Casper.
Estrella working that outside lane. Casper's able to get the edge off of turn number 4, and Estrella just shuts the door in the 48. Meanwhile, Belcito has squeezed by Johnson. Here comes Estelle for the hold on the inside.
Angelo Belcito trying to challenge for that top 5. He's going to contend with Cumberland's Mike Mitchell, currently sitting in 5th. Now you've got Freddie Estelle with Tom Scully Jr. to the outside of him. They do battle down the backstretch and into 3 and 4.
21 laps remaining in this one, and Martin has his hands full with Kevin Casper all over the back bumper. Meanwhile, Belcito, and here comes Estelle. Estelle sideways, goes around down at the...
That's the race on the track right there was for 3rd, last we knew.
Looking for the green off of turn number 4. Darling winds it up. He and Martin race side by side down into turn number 1. Casper not able to fill the hole. Martin settles it into number 2.
Dylan Estrella tries to battle back with Casper. That's the battle for 3rd on the track. Look at the beast. Angelo Belcito trying to crank up that outside groove as he battles Jake Johnson deeper in the pack.
Side by side there, but that battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th continues on. Kevin Casper trying to hang on. He and Estrella beating and banging wheels down the front straightaway as they go off of turn number 2.
Mike Mitchell still sitting in that 5th spot, right ahead of Jake Johnson as he's worked his way from the back of the pack and threatening for a top 5 finish.
Sitting 6th down the grid, down the back straightaway. Pelland up the 7th. Great job those 3 drivers have done. And how about Tom Scully Jr. started in the middle of the pack, fell to the back, now working his way back up on the inside. He and Belcito, no strangers to racing against each other as they come off at 2.
Dylan is caution and
Darling and Martin ready to have at it one more time. Estrella 3rd. They get ready. They come off of 4. Tim Bolduck waves the Emerald Silk. We're back underway.
Darling out in front. Rick Martin trying to hang on the high side. Here comes Dylan Estrella underneath, battling to shut the door on Martin and take away 2nd as they hit the flag stand.
Estrella up to the number 2 spot, trying to put some pressure on Darling down the back straightaway as they hit turn number 3. Casper's 4th. Mitchell has some pressure. He's got Johnson on the outside. Pelland right behind as they come off of 4.
Dylan Estrella trying to keep that 52 in shouting distance, making some noise in his debut in the Pro Stock. Here comes Kevin Casper trying to close in on Rick Martin. That he is in 4th place. The battle is for 6th though, as Bobby Pelland gets underneath Jake Johnson trying to take that spot away.
Johnson caught up on the outside, Pelland down low, and how about the run? Freddie Estella's having back up inside the top 10 as he sits right behind Todd Anarumo down into turn number 1.
Anarumo closes the door on Estelle that time by Jake Johnson, gets passed underneath by Bobby Pelland. Still can't get down to the bottom.
Trouble for Kevin Folin as something is broken in the right front. Trying to lift that car around back into the pit area. Have anything for the 5-time and defending champion. Estrella on the outside. Martin, Casper, and Pellinger top 5. As we get ready to roll, they wind it up one more time off at 4.
Dave Darling, another smooth restart there. Dylan Estrella trying to hang tough with him on the outside. Doing battle through 3 and 4, but it's Dave Darling with the lead coming off of turn 4.
Estrella hanging tight as they hit turn number 1. Trying to hang on as Martin sits 3rd. Pelland looking for 4th down the back straightaway. He and Kevin Casper battle side by side. 10 laps to go this time by.
Side by side as they continue to battle. Look at Bobby Pelland work his way up inside of Kevin Casper. That is the battle for 4th on the track. Give the spot to Pelland right now.
Off the corner of the Carmen. Look at Casper settling behind Pelland, trying to shut the door on Todd Anarumo. They get a little bit of contact as the tail of Tom Scully Jr. goes around in the middle of the corner. The accordion effect takes place, and Scully Jr. in that 8 laps remaining. Can anybody find some magic in this one? Getting ready off of turn number 4, Darling up on the throttle. Estrella hangs tight, dead even down into turn number 1.
Great restart for Dylan Estrella. Let's see if he can follow through. Coming off 2 down the backstretch with momentum is Dylan Estrella as he races Dave Darling for the lead. Darling with the lead that time by Estrella. Cuts in behind the 52, looks for the crossover.
Dylan Estrella down on the inside, catches the champion off his game, and Dylan Estrella retakes the lead with 7 to go.
What a move, Dylan Estrella with the crossover, but now he's got to hold off the veteran and Dave Darling all over the rear bumper of that Everett's Auto Parts 46.
Hello, welcome to the Pro Stocks Rook. Estrella leading the charge down into 1, Darling all over the back bumper.
A little wiggle that time going into 1. Estrella recovers. Darling all over him, however, with 5 laps to go this time by.
5 more circuits as they head down into 1. Darling about a car length behind, trying to play catch-up for the first time all night.
Darling underneath the 46 as they come off of turn 4, heading into 1. Rock solid that time for Estrella. Puts some distance between him and Darling down the backstretch and into 3 and 4.
A 2-car length advantage with 3 laps remaining. Dylan Estrella was apprehensive about making the move up to the Pro Stocks for a couple of years, but when this opportunity arrived, he jumped at it. And tonight he's trying to show he belongs, leading his opening race down into 1 with 2 to go.
1.5 this time as they hit the backstretch, and Estrella opens up a lead on Dave Darling. Rick Martin hangs on. It's the white flag for Dylan Estrella. 1 more circuit.
Down into 1 and 2 for the final time. The kid out of North Alabama, Mass, rolls into the Pro Stock ranks and begins it as a winner. Dylan Estrella picks up his first ever Pro Stock race win and his first ever Pro Stock with 30 laps in.
Oh, man, I just wanted that to go right to the checker there. Usually when I need cautions, I never get them, but kept thinking I was going to get stuck on the outside, and I was a little loose the first 5 laps, but finished third to these guys are the best in the business right here, so I'm happy. This is like a win for me.
You know, the car came through the field pretty nice early on. You're able to hold on to the top 3. It's got to feel real good. A lot of hard work over the winter.
Yeah, there's a lot of hard work here. I mean, we struggled we were here Thursday, tested, struggled all day, tested. We made a big swing at it. After the heat, and we should have went a little bit more, actually. I mean, I got to thank my father, Rick Lambert, the whole crew. I mean, the Shine Shop, Jim there from Auto Cosmetics. Without him, I wouldn't even be out here, and all these guys that helped me through my sponsorship campaign. That's why I'm here.
Does it feel good to start off the season with a 3rd place finish?
I was just happy to bring it home in one piece right now. We got a few problems with the shocks in the front, and hopefully we get it figured out this week.
2nd place finisher, Dave Darling. Dave, all of a sudden, what happened?
You had a better car at the end, I guess.
You had a good lead. The car was running real good. And, yeah, you had a lot of hard work over the winter. Now, I got one question. I know a lot of people. Is this a new car or last year's car?
No, it's last year's car, and I think we're fighting some gremlins at the end there a little bit with the motor.
It's got to feel real good to kick off your championship defense, the runner-up finish, though.
Yeah, congrats to Dylan. I mean, he ran a great race. He had definitely had the car at the end. I mean, that car was going pretty good. He was going good in the beginning there, and we chased him down. We were able to get by him, and I don't know, something going on with it, I guess.
I'm sure you guys will get it figured out. You'll be back next week.
Yeah, again, in first Pro Stock race, it's pretty good, I don't know if Rick did that. I don't know. I didn't do it. So that's pretty good over there. You know what I mean? So he's got a bright future, good driver, clean driver. Can't thank my sponsor, Bristol Toyota, enough. Jeff Bellier for all the work he does on the car. Ronnie Pond, Gary Johnson, my dad for spotting. Hi, kiddos.
Congratulations. I don't know if you noticed, nobody's left yet. They all want to hear what you have to say.
I don't have much. I'm out of breath. I am tired. That is the longest race ever. No, big thank you to Dublin Rose, Phil's Propane for putting this on. I mean, I've been asking my dad to do this national race, and I think, I guess I'm doing it now, so I guess he doesn't really have a choice. A big thank you to Roy and Everett's Auto Parts. I mean, I would not be here without them. They picked us up a few years ago. We've had a lot of success with them, and a big thank you to Bob for putting the bug in their ear. And a big thank you to Lenny for being in my ear spot, and it's crazy to be a kid. You're killing me.
I'm trying to. No.
It's crazy to have him be your race director as a kid, and you kind of look up to him like, wow, that's Lenny Ellis, and now he's the one talking in my ear. Big thank you to Hooley. He's been sitting there mentoring me when we rent the track, and he's been a huge help ever since I've been coming up and racing. Big thank you to my dad, Jim, Matt, Mike, Yvonne, the whole everyone on the backstretch, thank you for coming. Uncle Steven, Rachel, Grammy, everyone, thank you so much for coming. Megan, obviously, I can't forget you, and I got it. Brittany, and my mom.
Just making sure, because I was about to remind you on that.
And a big thank you to Junior, JNR Precast, for letting us house the pro stock there and being around modifieds and stuff. I mean, I got to win. Maybe I can get in the seat of one of those.
Well, I don't think these guys would mind you moving on already, but I think you got some guys that really work hard. Now, take us through. You led some laps early on. You fell back. You were just inside the top 5 for a while. Then all of a sudden, you're right back there. And I don't know what you did to David, but oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he was slowing up a little bit coming off the corner. He said he's having some motor issues, which definitely looked like that. I mean, I thought he was kind of messing with me, and I'm honestly kind of new to this with these guys. I really didn't know what I should have done, go for the outside, or I know Rick would fill a hole real quick, and